Thank you for joining us during this short tutorial, the 8th in a 10-part Data 101 series. By the end of all 10 sessions, you will have a working knowledge of how to build an Excel template to collect and filter quality improvement intervention data. In this series, we will build a sample Excel template together that uses patient coaching for illustration purposes. However, Excel could be used in this way to collect data on other interventions as well. Depending on your level of Excel expertise, you may choose not to listen to all 10 sessions. If you are new to collecting data, a few other skills to learn that would highly complement the series would be the Plan, Do, Study, Act, or PDSA cycle, and SMART goals. By the end of session 8, you will be able to filter data in order to view only the results that meet defined criteria and remove filters. If you are just joining the series, we have been progressively building an Excel spreadsheet that will look like this. Let's get started. For this session, I'm going to reference the same worksheet we've been building throughout the series, but I've added additional drop-down lists and populated sample coaching data so you can clearly observe the filtering functionality of Excel. If I were to show the format of each field in this template, all fields except the patient identifier field are either drop-down lists to choose from, date formatted, or populated with a formula that uses other cells for calculation. Once you have gone through the series, identified the intervention and data you would like to collect, have built your template, and have started using the spreadsheet, this version is what it will closely resemble. Remember that when populating any spreadsheet using text more than numbers, it's good to use as many predetermined formats and drop-down lists as possible, so when you get to that point of filtering data using formulas and evaluating data, the system can more easily identify the data. If you need a refresher on formatting cells and creating drop-down lists, please refer back to session 6. Filtering data allows you to tell the system, out of all the data I have entered here, I only want to see those that meet this certain criteria. For example, let's say that my supervisor is getting ready to meet with the CEO. She wants to know how many of our 2014 Medicare fee-for-service patients that accepted the coaching program were re-hospitalized within 30 days and if they completed coaching. First thing to do is identify which columns hold the answers to the questions, which are insurance, agree to program, 30-day rehospitalization, and coaching complete. To activate the filtering function, select a title header or filled cell, go to the Data tab, and click the Filter button. Notice how each column now has an arrow. By clicking on the down arrow within each of the fields we just identified, we'll define what we want to see. Go to Insurance first and click the down arrow to bring up a list of all possible selections. We're only looking for patients with Medicare fee-for-service, so we'll check the Select All box to uncheck all options, and then check the Medicare fee-for-service box. Click OK. That action tells us that out of all patients entered, 3 were Medicare fee-for-service. Now we can go to the Agree to Program field and choose to only look at those that agreed to the program. By checking the Yes box, now we see that 2 of the 3 Medicare fee-for-service patients did agree to the program. In the 30-day rehospitalization field, by selecting Yes, it shows our 1 patient that had a 30-day rehospitalization. So, for this patient, I can report back to my supervisor not only that this patient didn't complete coaching, but more specifically, he also refused the home visit due to not wanting visitors, was discharged to an independent living facility with no support, and he was rehospitalized due to a medication issue. 2 indicators on my screen tell me that I have filters currently applied. The first is the arrows in each column header, and the other is down here in the left-hand corner. This tells us that right now, only 1 of 7 records is visible due to the filters we have defined. You can see how having the ability to sort the data gives you leverage in evaluating your data in many different ways. To return to seeing all patients I have on this worksheet, I just click the Filter button on the Data tab, and all filters will be removed. This concludes Session 8. The first link here will take you to the Microsoft training on Excel if you are on a version other than what we have used to demonstrate through the series. If you are interested in building on what you have learned today, be sure to look at the additional sessions in this Data 101 series. Also, remember that understanding PDSA and SMART goals will provide great foundational framework when you are in the phase of determining which data to collect. Thank you for viewing this video tutorial.